few weeks ago, I loaded up 5 different games back to back for a video, and by the halfway point, I'd genuinely forgotten which one I was actually holding the controller for. That is what happens when GTA 6 is 4 months away. It starts colouring everything else you play. I've been a fan of this franchise since 2004, when I played San Andreas for the first time as a 5-year-old, which, in hindsight, explains a lot about how I turned out. But it's not really the nostalgia that keeps me coming back to Rockstar. It is the obsession. Michael's flip-flops in GTA 5 move independently of his feet. Horseballs in Red Dead Redemption 2 shrink in the cold. Nobody asked for either of those things. Nobody needed them, but somebody built them anyway. And that is the level of detail we are walking into in November. So here is the actual question this video is trying to answer. What do you do with the next 4 months? Do you replay GTA 5 for the 10th time? Do you just watch trailers on a loop? Or is there something more useful you could be doing with the time? I think there is. 5 games. Not all GTA, though there will be a suspicious number of Rockstar titles in here. That's not an accident. And I'm not going to pretend otherwise. Quick note before we get into it. This is the first video in a sub-series I'm calling Road to GTA 6, sitting outside my usual long-form essays. Just a space for GTA 6 stuff between now and November, because I'm genuinely excited for this game. Right, let's get into it. Let's start with the obvious one. GTA 6 is taking us back to Vice City. So if you're going to walk those neon streets again in November, it is worth knowing what they look like the first time. Full disclosure though, I don't have the same nostalgia for Vice City that I have for San Andreas. This was never my game. It was a mate of mine's game. And every time I went round to his house as a kid, this is what was already on. So my entire memory of Vice City is secondhand, over the shoulder, waiting for my turn on the controller. Which, honestly, might be the most accurate mid-2000s gaming experience there is. Worth being clear on the scale difference too. The original Vice City is set in Vice City, just the city. GTA 6 is giving us the entire state of Leonida, with Vice City as one part of it. So this is not really the same map. It's closer to looking at an old photo of a suburb before all the developers moved in. For its time though, this game was a genuine leap. It was the first title after GTA 3 went 3D to feature motorbikes. Now that sounds like a small detail, until you remember an entire generation of players learned in-game physics by launching a PCJ 600 off a hotel roof and seeing what happened. Then there is the cast, which is still one of the most stacked in gaming history. Ray Liotta as Tommy Vercetti, Luis Guzman as Ricardo Diaz, Danny Trejo, Lee Majors, Burt Reynolds, Dennis Hopper. Rockstar basically emptied Hollywood's Rolodex into a PS2 game. And it's a big part of why Vice City still feels like a crime film that you're playing, rather than a game doing an impression of one. It doesn't hold up perfectly, and your thumbs will notice that within the first 10 minutes. But when GTA 6 drops you onto that beach in November, you are going to want the before photo. Here's a sobering thought to start with. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the most recent game that Rockstar has made, and it came out 8 years ago. 8. There are kids in primary school right now who are younger than Arthur Morgan's horse. And that's exactly why it's on the list though. Mechanically, GTA 6 is probably going to sit closer to this than to GTA 5, if half of what's rumoured turns out to be true. The weight of movement, the physicality, the way the world actually reacts to what you do in it. Red Dead 2 is the closest thing we currently have to a preview build. Beyond the mechanics, it's simply a masterclass. Storytelling, world building, the sheer depth of the systems. This is the game with the shrinking horseballs, remember. That level of detail and obsession runs through every inch of it. I'm not going to stand here and tell you it's flawless though. Rockstar's mission design is rigid, and the criticism around that is fair. The failure states are often too strict for a game that sells itself on freedom. Walk 3 metres off the scripted path and Arthur can fail a mission that he was actively succeeding at seconds earlier. There is also the theme park argument, that the world is more of a gorgeous ride that you're strapped into than a sandbox that you actually control. I understand that criticism too, and I'm not here to tell you it's wrong. But what I will say is that from a pure immersion standpoint, almost nothing else comes close. This world doesn't feel built. It feels lived in. And then there's Arthur Morgan. I need to be honest about where I started with him. I was a massive Red Dead 1 fan. And when this game was announced, I wanted one thing: more John Marston. So when the reveal gave me some growly stranger in a cowboy hat with a square jaw, I was just genuinely annoyed. Who is this guy and why is he standing where John should be? I went into this game wanting Arthur Morgan to justify his own existence to me, outside of just being a generic cowboy. But 100 plus hours later, he is my GOAT. Not my favourite Rockstar protagonist, my favourite protagonist, full stop. Watching that man's story unfold, earning every hour of it, and then properly bawling my eyes out on the couch at the end. That is the single best argument for playing this before GTA 6. The character I resented for not being John Marston became the reason that John's own story hits as hard as it does. That is the bar that Rockstar have set for themselves. Lucia and Jason have to follow Arthur Morgan. Good luck to them. Bring tissues for this one. You'll think you don't need them, but you will. Time to make good on the Not Just Rockstar Games promise. Sleeping Dogs, 2012. Criminally underrated then, criminally underrated now, and more relevant right now than it has been in over a decade, because of one thing that GTA has never actually gotten right: hand-to-hand combat. Now, Rockstar Melee has always been the weakest part of their sandbox. Functional is the nicest word for it. Sleeping Dogs, by comparison, shipped combat that still embarrasses most open world games over a decade later. Counters, environmental takedowns, real martial arts flow. Fighting in this game feels like a kung fu film. Fighting in a GTA game has historically felt like two shopping trolleys colliding in a car park. And here is why that actually matters right now. Not just as a history lesson. From the trailers and screenshots, it looks like Melee is finally getting real attention in GTA 6, with Lucia scrapping in underground fight clubs and gyms. If Rockstar took even half their inspiration from Sleeping Dogs here, we are eating well. Consider this entry your combat homework. I do need to say this though, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend the game is untouchable. Sleeping Dogs is short, the open world is noticeably thinner than what modern Rockstar builds, and some of the side content hasn't aged well. It's not a 15-year rewatch classic in every department, but the core of it, the undercover story and the way it moves, still holds up. You play Wei Shen, a cop embedded inside the triads in Hong Kong, sent in to bring them down from the inside. Except the longer he stays under, the blurrier that line gets. The men he's supposed to be betraying slowly become his brothers, and the game literally splits your progression into two separate tracks, with an upgrade path as both cop and triad, and it makes you feel the pull of both constantly. It's The Departed as a video game, and it actually commits to that tension the whole way through. The city carries a lot of it too. Hong Kong is one of the great open world settings. Night markets, harbour, rooftops, and Wei moves through all of it in a way that nobody in a GTA game ever has. Free running, parkour, vaulting through market stalls mid-chase, and then the crown jewel, mid-air vehicle theft. You leap out of your moving car straight onto someone else's at speed and just take it. It sounds ridiculous written down, but it never once stops being fun in practice. Played before November, partly because it deserved better back in 2012, but mostly so that when Lucia throws her first punch, you already know exactly where the bar was set. Back to Rockstar, but the one that everybody seems to forget they actually made. Max Payne 3, 2012. Still, to this day, the best shooting that Rockstar has ever put into a game. It's not particularly close, either. Every gunfight in this game plays out like a choreographed disaster. Bullet time, shoot dodging through windows, physics on every single impact, Max grunting as he belly flops onto concrete because he's an aging wreck and the game never once lets him forget it. GTA gunplay has always been serviceable, but Max Payne 3 gunplay is the entire point of the exercise. If you want to feel what Rockstar combat is like when it's the sole focus of the studio and all of the open world busy work is stripped out, this is it. Here is the detail that actually makes it essential pre-GTA 6 homework though. The inventory. Max doesn't have a magic bottomless pocket with 9 different guns stuffed in it. He carries 2 pistols and 1 long gun, and that's the limit. Pick up a rifle, and he physically holds it in his offhand while he's firing a pistol with the other. Take cover, and you can see that long gun is still slung in his body the whole time. And it's not just a one-off either. Rockstar already carried a version of this system into Red Dead 2, where Arthur is limited to whatever fits on his belt and in his saddle rather than some invisible bottomless bag. So it's not really a guess about what GTA 6 might borrow. It's a system that Rockstar has already proven works. Twice, across 2 different games. Now the rumours and official marketing around GTA 6 keep pointing towards a more grounded, immersive direction. If that turns out to be true, this is almost certainly the lineage it is coming from. Play Max Payne 3, and you're not just playing a great shooter, you're probably getting an early look at how Lucia and Jason are going to carry their own arsenal. Now story-wise, I'll be straight, because I don't think it needs oversell. This is not the best Max Payne story. Max Payne 2 holds that title, for me, personally, and the noir purists are entitled to grumble about trading New York snow for Sao Paulo sunshine. But not the best Max Payne story is still a bar that most games never get close to touching. Max in this game is a bald, broken, self-medicating disaster of a man, chewing painkillers and hating himself out loud in voiceover while trying to protect people he barely knows. It is a character study about a bloke fighting his own demons and losing on points more often than not, and Rockstar commits to that completely, right through to the end. It's short by Rockstar standards too, 10 hours and you're done. And when GTA 6 arrives and the shooting actually feels good for once, you'll know exactly which game to thank for it. And finally, GTA 5, the obvious pick. But the reason to replay it is probably not the reason you think. You've played GTA 5. Everyone has played GTA 5. It has sold over 200 million copies and been re-released on more consoles than some franchises have entire games. So here is my actual question. When did you last play the story? Not online, not messing around in a lobby, but the actual campaign. For most people, the honest answer is a decade ago. Which means your memory of GTA 5 is not really a memory of the game at all. It's a memory of being younger. So play it again now. This year. For one specific reason. Calibration. In 4 months, every review, every comparison video, every argument in every comment section is going to measure GTA 6 against this game. The driving, the shooting, the mission design, the satire, the 3 protagonist structure. This is the baseline that everyone is working from, whether they admit it or not. And you cannot feel how far Rockstar has actually come if your reference point is a 13-year-old memory doing you favours. A 2026 replay genuinely surprises you in both directions. Some of it holds up frighteningly well. The character switching mid-mission still feels like a magic trick. And some of it will make you realise just how much Red Dead 2 quietly changed under the hood. And how much room that GTA 6 has to blow straight past all of it. It's quietly the end of an era too, whatever else it is. The Michael, Franklin, and Trevor days are done after this. Los Santos, as the centre of the GTA universe, is done. This replay is your last lap of the city before the franchise moves house permanently. Say goodbye to the flip-flops moving independently on Michael's feet. They walked so Lucia could run. Play it before November. Not to pass the time, to set the bar. Because when you step off that plane in Leonida, you should know exactly what you are actually being handed. So that is the 5 games you should revisit before November. Vice City gives you the setting. Red Dead 2 gives you the mechanics. Sleeping Dogs gives you the combat Rockstar should be stealing from right now. Max Payne 3 gives you the gunplay, and the way you're probably going to carry your own guns come November. GTA 5 gives you the baseline the entire world is about to measure GTA 6 against. Play all 5, and you're not just filling time until launch. You are learning the language the biggest game ever made is about to speak. Let me know in the comments what is on your own pre-GTA 6 list, and which one of these you think I got wrong, because I already know you're going to tell me either way. Subscribe if you want more of me, or the full GTA 6 coverage the moment it drops. I'm already planning to run through it day one with both the critics and a fan's eye on. Catch you later.